Hallo Miners, welcome back. We are playing the newest iteration of Black Saga Storm that I've been seeing popping around lately. This is Mono Black Saga Wheel Storm. So this is kind of a weird take on Mono Black Saga Storm. Instead of your traditional ad nauseum, infernal tutor, wish claw stuff to tutor up an ad nauseum or beseech, the point of this deck is actually to slam an Orcish Bowmasters and then wheel your opponents to be able to get direct damage off of the Orcish Bowmasters and then finish them off with a smaller Storm Tendrils. It does not have a Wish board. You will notice this mission is Burning Wish. It has two Tendrils main deck because of that. And it is much lower to the ground in terms of mana. You will see it only has 9 actual lands in this deck. There is a single basic land, and then all the rest of your mana is Dark Rituals and mana artifacts. Shout out to Romario. He actually won a challenge with this deck recently, which is the list that I was turned on to by a fellow Storm player that I've been talking to, OSB, who told me that this version of this deck was floating around and wanted to see me play it. So I ended up finding this list. Like I said, it's Romario's list from the challenge. He ended up winning it, and good for him. It looks a little awkward to me. I am not a fan of the land count. I think it is way too low. Saga Storm already has a low land count at 14 or 15 lands. Going all the way down to 9 and going even heavier on the artifact mana is super risky in my opinion. Like, I like that it's theoretically faster by having more chrome boxes and being able to just pop off super fast, but the number of lands concerns me a little bit, but we'll see if that ends up becoming a relevant issue or not, especially with only one non-wastelandable land in the deck. It makes me a little nervous personally, but we'll see. I also don't know how I feel about not having soul lands along with Urza Saga. The dream of turn 1 Saga, turn 2 soul land, it's just such a good backup plan for traditional Black Saga Storm. It's going to be kind of interesting seeing how this plays without those soul lands. It's also nice to have that burst of mana on the turn that you want to be able to go off. But we'll see. It does have Agadeem's Awakening as lands, as well as black cards that you can imprint onto Chrome Mox. I do like that synergy, but we'll see if the overall cut in lands ends up popping up as I play this deck. Just something I saw right off the bat that kind of concerned me about this deck, but I'm not the one that piloted this to a victory at a challenge, and I am not the one who created this version of the deck, and it seems to be working for a bunch of people, so we're going to see. Sideboard, because of the fact that you don't have Burning Wish, it doesn't have your traditional Wish board stuff, so it focuses much more on the removal and then being able to transition into kind of a mid-range game plan. So you've got Feed the Swarms, Dismembers, Crippling Fatigue, all forms of creature removal. Feed the Swarm can also take care of problematic enchantments, such as a Leyline of Sanctity, Rest in Peace, Leyline of the Void, stuff like that. Crippling Fatigue is kind of interesting. It actually has flashback, so it's kind of a 2 spells in 1, which is kind of nice. Obviously, you've got Leyline of the Void Helm combo for when you think your opponent's going to be able to stop a black-based win, or to be able to stop fellow graveyard decks from doing their thing, like Reanimator, other Saga Storm decks. It can slow down Rescaminator, but you all have heard my opinions as far as whether or not you should actually be boarding in Graveyard Hate against Rescaminator. Empty the Warrens can come in as an alternative win con as well. It's a little weird that you can't wish for it game 1, but it is an alternative win con you can bring in if you think you just need a bunch of creatures low to the ground super fast. Surge Node to be able to deal with Chalice of the Void specifically. Be able to add some counters to Chalice to get it off a problematic number, with the fact that this deck is so much harder on the zeros than traditional Black Saga Storm. Chalice is even rougher against this deck because you just don't have the raw lands to try to work through a Chalice to be able to cast some of your higher mana spells, and you don't have your 2 mana rituals either, or your 2 mana tutors. So definitely a must-have in the sideboard. And then Haywire might, again, take care of Chalice of the Void, problematic enchantments as well, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty slim sideboard, much more focused on creature removal than some of the other Saga decks, but that's because it doesn't have the Wish board for Burning Wish. So let's take this through a league, see how it does, see if my initial impressions on this super small mana base actually become a concern or not, or if we can spin our opponents into oblivion with a couple of wheels and some Bowmasters. Catch you all in the wrap-up. All right, spin them right round, baby, right round. This is some fucking Wheelstorm. I actually really like this. We're gonna go ahead and keep this. So, like, I could wheel on turn 1, but I got the Bowmasters, so I think we are going to go ahead and start off by passing the turn. So, like, we're going to play the Urza Saga. And then we're going to... Okay, shit's just F6ing here. I think we're going to go ahead and just hold up the Bowmasters. Because this allows us to do everything next turn, assuming this Bowmaster resolves. And if it doesn't, then it gets a counterspell out of their hand so that I can entomb and wheel, is the hope. Alright, something green. Miri's Guile. It's kind of like a budget version of Sylvan Library. They have fetch lands, but they actively went for a basic. So I don't know exactly what's going on here. Well, shit's just resolving, so I think we're good. Alright. Another black source would be great, so I can duress first to see what the hell's going on over there. Okay, that is a black source to be able to tell what's going on over there. Alright. I know this is a little... Okay. What the hell? Hitting Gibbons when an opponent casts an instant spell. If hitting Gibbons is an enchantment. What the fuck is this shit? Counter. Okay, our opponent is on some shit here. I mean, it doesn't matter what we do here because we're just gonna wheel anyways. Go grab an Echo. Like, it's kind of irrelevant what we took because we're just gonna wheel. Point all of this at your face. Unfortunately, we don't really have a good follow-up here. And our opponent scooped it up. Okay, I have no idea what our opponent is doing here. So some kind of mono green something? I saw enchantment, so I kind of want to bring in Feed the Swarm. Being as I have no idea what's in our opponent's deck, I'm taking out the Cabal Therapies because there's no way I am blind naming anything relevant in this deck. So yeah, let's try something like that. Alright, this is interesting, but it's got no sticky mana and no way to really do anything impactful right off the bat, so I think we gotta ship that. This is another one that, like, depending on what we draw, it's super good. But we've got one mana source here. I think we're gonna keep this. Bin the guy as well. This has so much potential if we just hit mana sources. And we've got so many, like, zeros and dark rituals and stuff. I think it's worth taking the risk here. So we'll see. Alright, seems like a replay of last time. Basic Forest into a Miri's Guile. Alright, sticky mana, come on. Feed the Swarm. Okay. We are gonna go ahead and Thoughtseize them just to see what the hell is going on over there. Okay, interesting. So this is just like mono green mid-rangey stuff? We hopefully will never be in a position where the Scavenging Ooze matters. So of all of this, I like the Garruk Relentless Spice. I do like that. Nissa Voices Zendikar, I don't think I care about. I think I care most about this Green Sun Zenith, to be honest. And we will pass the turn. Like, the only thing the Scavenging Ooze really does here is screw up theoretical Gaia's Will lines if I end up having to go that route. And even then, we have a Feed the Swarm to be able to kill it, so I'm not super concerned about it. We just need to find mana, is the big thing. Alright, so they drew a land for turn, which I'm fine with. I'm assuming this means Scavenging Ooze, yeah. Alright, I just need some mana is really what's going on here. Give me mana. Dark Ritual. I think we wait. We're just gonna pass the turn. Worst case scenario, depending on what happens here, we can always Ritual out this Bowmaster. But I kind of want to get the mana to be able to Bowmaster and Feed the Swarm at the same time. Or, depending on what happens here, if we draw a sticky mana source, we can Bowmaster's their end of turn. On our turn, Ritual of Beseech to go get a wheel in hand, and then just wheel. Alright, opponent is not... Okay, why do they keep preferentially getting lands? They must really want this Garruk Relentless. Either that, or the top of their deck is just fucking lands. Alright, this is fine. Oh, shit, I clicked the wrong one. There should be a Garruk Relentless in there. I mean, I suppose if our deck just doesn't end up doing anything, there's always the possibility that our opponent just like beats us down with these little dorks. But we're doing a pretty good job of making sure this Scavenging Ooze can't actually do anything. Alright, give me a land. Okay, there's the land. Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and do what I said, where I'm going to go ahead and Orcish Bowmasters on the end of their turn. Dark Ritual, cast Beseech to go get Echo of Aeons in hand, and then activate it, because once I pop LED, there's never a passive priority over to the opponent to be able to eat the Echo out of the graveyard before I cast it. So like that is an interaction to be aware of. And I've talked about it before when I've been playing LED Echo decks, is if you crack LED, it's a mana ability. It doesn't go on the stack or anything. So there's never a point after you crack LED. Ooh, that's... Well, we're going to flash this in. That Wasteland was pretty bad for us, so this might screw up our plan here. Let's just kill the plant token. Like, there's something to be said about maybe just going ahead and pinging the ooze, but they're not going to swing with it anyways. There's no point. I know the plant token replaces itself. Like, maybe I should have gone after Nissa, but I don't think it matters. Yeah, go ahead and get your two. That's totally fine. But as I was saying, there's never a point where the priority gets passed to the opponent to be able to eat the eat the Echo before you cast it. So we're back at a point where, like, a mana source does it. A mana source, and we can do exactly what I was saying. Okay, feed the swarm. That doesn't really do what I want it to. We still know their hand is just those two cards. So, I mean, we're pretty safe to attack Nissa here. We're just going to attack Nissa, pass the turn. We're still just waiting to hit a mana source, whether it's a land, LED, Chrome Mox, Mox Opal. I guess LED is the only one that doesn't actually work, so never mind. We are also keeping the board clear for this Nissa. They've only got 3 lands, so... And, like, this -2, you're only putting a single +1/+1 counter on something. I don't think it really matters, so... Like, that is one thing I will say about this deck, is it's only got 9 real lands in it, so, like... It kinda sucks that it is so land-light. Oh yeah, Garrett can actually kill the Bowmasters, can it? Forgot about that. Okay, well, we might just be wheeling for the sake of wheeling if we hit it then, and trying to go for a combo kill here. But we'll see. There's a world where we just try to go off with Beseech the Mirror. But we'll see. Them hitting the Bowmasters is annoying. Like, them hitting that Wasteland actually did kind of screw us over on our combo turn. But I'm also in a position where, like, if I have to, I can kill the Scavenging Ooze just so that it turns on graveyard-based lines. Which, in theory, I can probably do anyways if I hit a mana source. Or we just fucking wheel it and see what happens here. Like, that's honestly probably our best bet here. Is we just go for the wheel and see what happens. I don't know what their last card in hand is, but we're going to find out. Yeah, and, like, since this is a mana ability, there's never a point where it goes on the stack for the opponent to be able to resolve or respond to it. Like, it sucks that we can't do this with a Bowmaster on the battlefield. We ended up being, like, a turn too short. We are in a position where we can do it again, which is honestly what we're going to do here. I'm just debating if I want to play a land or not. I don't think I do. Cast another Entomb, put another Echo in the yard. I wouldn't mind having these Lotus Petals back, but at the same time, it's just like mana to start, and I already have the mana to be able to do everything here, so I think we're just going to use the mana in the pool to Echo. Spin again. And we kind of just whiff is the problem here, which sucks a little bit. We're in a position where, like, we still could blow up the Scavenging Ooze, which might be our play. Yeah, I think we're just going to kill the Scavenging Ooze so that we're in a position where we theoretically can start going off with, like, a Beseech line if we draw it. Like, it does suck we're down 2 of our wheels here, but I think this is the correct move here. Because we are in a position where if we hit a Beseech the Mirror, we just win. I mean, let's clear the board. Let's go after Garrick. Alright, he's just gonna hit the plant token. Again, still keeping the board clear for Nissa, so I'm not really complaining. But those were some kind of unfortunate wheels. It was a very well-timed Wasteland from our opponent, though. I will give him credit. Their deck is definitely interesting. It's just like a mono-green mid-range, which you really don't see. Alright, so we're dodging a wasteland, which is nice. Because we are also in a position where, like, we theoretically can try just beating down with constructs, honestly. Dryad Militant. Okay, so that shuts down my, beseech lines then. Yeah, this is a really interesting... This is a really interesting deck, and that takes care of my Urza Saga. And, yeah, we're just dead here. Holy shit. Okay, so they just had... We missed a land on the turn we needed it, basically. And then they just drew hot fucking gas off of everything else. Trying to think of what we would even need here. Like, with all of these creatures, I think maybe we bring in even more removal here. I feel like Duresses probably aren't going to do a ton here. Yeah, let's try that. Alright, give me a nice little turn one here. Almost? So this can take care of a creature early, but other than that, it doesn't really do much. I think we got a mulligan this. Okay, we keep the shit out of this one. We're going to bin the Chrome Mox. We're going to keep this. Chrome Mox can go away. Go to here he go! Just trying to come out from under the desk and like just stood up, lifted my legs up, and just stood there. Alright, so... Play this. Play this. Play this. Let's make black mana, cast a dark ritual, and now we wheel. Hopefully you didn't actually like your hand, opponent. Wheel like that. Give us something good. Alright, so is there a world where I can chain this together? So I need to find... Okay. So the thing is I can cast an Orcish Bowmasters, get that set up, and hope that they can't kill me, and then kind of just try to hope for... Yeah, I don't know. Let's start off with the Bowmasters. I don't think we need the blue mana right now. I mean, like, we could wheel again, but I'd rather have the Bowmasters out right now, I think. Bowmasters, we will ping you. Then we will Thoughtseize to base what we want to do here. Alright, there's Hidden Herd, which is another... It becomes a creature. Bind draws a card. They have a Wasteland, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. Reclamation Sage, they're a ways off from... I think we just take the Scavenging Ooze here. And then if they want to go after my Vault of Whispers, I will just go ahead and Entomb. It's awkward that we have Gaia's Will in hand. Okay, so it looks like that's what they're going to do. Alright. Go throw an Echoes in the yard. LED would be great off the top. Like, just another LED would be fucking phenomenal. Or a Dark Ritual. Well, no, a Dark Ritual wouldn't do it. Lotus Petal would be nice. Like, we just need some mana sources, really. Since we've got an Echo in the yard already. A bunch of 0-drop artifacts in a row would also be pretty sweet here. Okay, that's a Dark Ritual. That's something. We're gonna go ahead and play that tapped. And hope that our opponent doesn't find another fucking Wasteland. Like, even a Chrome Mox throwing one of these Echoes into the under the Chrome Mox would be fine by me. Alright, here's that Hidden Herd thing. Whenever I play a non-basic land, it becomes a 3/3. Alright, interesting. I have no idea if our opponent is playing, like, Force of Vigor. I would have to assume they are, but I honestly don't know. Okay, there we go. That is the blue mana that I need. Blue, cast a Dark Ritual, and we spin. Alright. And I think our opponent just scooped it up to that. Okay, yeah, we took him down. Alright, taking down a mono-green mid-range thing. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, we are back. Had some technical difficulties between rounds. We are on the draw. I like this. We're going to keep it. See what we got here. I got double Bowmasters. I've got a slow way to get to a wheel on turn 1 or later. Like, this can give me an LED. If we hit a 0-drop artifact, we theoretically can do it on turn 1. So we'll see. Another Urza Saga. Alright. So the question becomes is, do I want to throw one of these Bowmasters under this Chrome Mox, or do I want to throw the Dark Ritual under the Chrome Mox? I think I want to throw the Dark Ritual under the Chrome Mox. I think I want to keep both of my Bowmasters just in case they have removal. Seeing a white-based fetch land makes me think that they have some sort of removal here. Like a Leyline Binding or Swords or something, so I think I want the redundant Bowmasters. Alright, Lush Porticos. This could be Maverick, this could be lands. Alright, decided to keep whatever was on top, so we'll see. Ancient Tomb, so something stompy? Or this could still be lands. Alright, Soul Guide Lantern is interesting. It does mean we have to be very... Okay, it's lands. We have to be very careful about how we sequence things here so that we never give them a chance to pop the Soul Guide Lantern while we have an Echo in the yard. There's still a possibility that they have like a Source of Plowshares or something. Lands does occasionally have main deck removal. Alright. We also could just go on the Urza Saga beatdown plans, but I think... Okay, so we're in a position where we can do the thing. But again, we have to be very careful about how we do this. So we need black mana here. We entomb. Put the Echo in the yard. They don't have any priority between Echo entering the yard and us popping it. Correct. Okay. And the hope is that they don't just have Source of Plowshares or something to take out our Bowmaster. I don't like the pause here, but maybe they're just mad about not having priority to have been able to eat it. But we'll see. Okay, they're crop rotating for something here. Maybe a Glacial Chasm? I don't think there's a land that can kill Bowmasters. It's not like it's legendary, so a Karakas won't bounce it. They could Glacial Chasm, but the hope is that I can just dome them for a shitload. Alright, went for a Thespian Stage, so they're just trying to set up so that they can get their combo. And unfortunately, we didn't get there off of this. But depending on what they do, we should be able to just pull it off next turn with Beseech the Mirror Chain. And it doesn't even need to be a ton. Just like a baby Beseech for Tendrils does it all. Alright. Oh, never mind. This is just lethal. I forgot how big this Orc army was getting. So now we just swing in and it's lethal. I was thinking we weren't going to have quite enough here, but it actually was just the right amount to be able to swing in for 9. Unless they, like, randomly have a dismember. But even then, that doesn't save them. Okay, yeah, we got there. Cool. Against lands... feel like Haywire Might's probably a good one. Leyline of the Void doesn't seem half bad. And if we Leyline, we can bring in Helm as well. If we take stuff out, a lot of our discard is going to be useless here, to be completely honest, because most of their hand is just going to be lands. They don't have creatures. We can actually leave the Duresses in, take out 2 Thoughtseizes. Or just take out all the Thoughtseizes, leave the Duresses in, and do something like this, because this can shut off their Loam Lines and recurring an Urza Saga. Haywire Might can get rid of a problematic Thorn of Amethyst or Sphere of Resistance if that's what they're doing. And then we have the Helm combo to do stuff. So I think this is what we're going to do, is bring these 6 in, take these 6 out. We're going to like that. Alright, this is interesting. I like this. We just need a wheel or an entomb, and we're fucking golden. Alright, so opponents on their own leyline shit. We don't have an answer for that, but we have some other things we can do here. Like, just trying to ride 2 Bowmasters might not be the worst thing in the world. We also have ways to go find our own leyline combo. Into a Sphere of Resistance. Okay. I mean, they had a lot of hate there, but they're down to 1 card. So I'm not super worried about that. We have... Go figure, we drew the Echo. It would have been... We would have had the turn 1. But we're going to do this. There is always a world where we can get up to enough mana to be able to Echo. However, we are giving our opponent a lot of time to do so. But they're down to 1 card, and they don't really have a ton of card selection in their deck. Blast Zone is interesting. I'm just trying to think of what to do here. We draw our own leyline, so... I mean, we can always try to slow roll this shit and get there. That's just kind of where we're at this point. See if they think that their lock pieces can get them there. We also always... Yeah, Wasteland's annoying. They might have this one just because they had like the nuts turn 1 lock here. But we'll see. They also might just save this Wasteland for an Urza Saga. And I still do have an answer to this ley line if I can ever draw a Haywire Mite. Okay, Chromox is interesting. I think we're just going to play this, and then we're going to flash in a Bowmasters. I could always just cast this Dark Ritual out, too. It's only +1 mana, so in theory, like, I could have just played out Chromox, Dark Ritual, and then I have a consistent 4 mana. I don't know, we'll see. I might do that next turn, depending on what happens here. Crop rotation? Yes. So what? This goes and gets them... This gets them the Dark Depths combo, unfortunately. I think they got us here. Yeah, because there it is. They're going to untap. They're going to be able to make their 20/20. And I don't think we can get out of that, because we have no way to block in the air and no way to gain life. Okay, they're just going to wait. We need some ungodly set of draws here to be able to pull out of this. Alright. They were able to piece it together, unfortunately. Like, that ungodly start of Leyline and Sphere of Resistance all on turn 1, like, it does its thing. And there is the Mox Opal, too. Yeah, we're just dead. Yeah, we'll go to the next one. It's fine. It happens. Like, sometimes Lands is able to just do shit like this, and your deck just doesn't function. I think we're just gonna run it back. I mean, maybe we bring in the Feed the Swarms, but I feel like it's not really necessary. Yeah, let's just run it back. Alright, let's see what we can do here. This is a Leyline. 2 mana. I don't think this is good enough. I think we got a mulligan. This we can keep. I'm thinking this can get us a Beseech line eventually. I'm just debating what I want to put back here. As much as I don't want to, I feel like I have to put one of these two back. I mean, we're keeping this. But yeah, it's just a question of which one of these two we put back. Do we put back the Bowmasters or do we put back the Entomb? I think we put back the Bowmasters. Alright, so opponent's starting out with a Leyline, so we probably should have done it the other way around, but that's fine. I think we're going to start off with Urza Saga. Hope they don't have Wasteland and kind of just start going to town is a hope. Like, we're also potentially going to try to beat down with a few constructs and then see if we can do, like, a mini Beseech line. I need to just stop talking. This always happens. I always talk into existence exactly what I don't want to happen. I just need to shut the fuck up when I play Magic from now on. From now on, all the videos are just going to be silent. I'm not going to tell anybody, like, what my thought process is for shit, because it's just going to come and bite me in the ass. Alright, play out the Aghanim. I mean, like, we're still in a position where we might be able to chain some shit together. Like, we still have outs to a Leyline. Like, we have a way around it. We do either need a Haywire Mite or another Urza Saga and for them to not have a Wasteland, but... Alright, they liked whatever they had, so they kept it on top. We have our own Leyline. So there's a world where we might be able to Leyline Helm them, as long as they don't have Force of Vigor. But I feel like they don't have enough green cards to justify Force of Vigor. Okay, they have their own Urza Saga. If they have a loan, we have problems. Sphere of Resistance, okay. Annoying, but not the end of the world. It just means we need more mana to do what we want to do. And I mean, we're hitting the mana. Like, we 100% are hitting the mana. We also are in a very awkward position where... okay. Yeah, we're in an awkward position where... If they go and get a Pithing Needle and name Helm, which I don't think they would, but you never know. But we might need to wait for them to do their thing. But the problem is they're just going to have well, they're actually going to have a ton of damage because they don't have a ton of artifacts on the battlefield. So, I don't know, we'll see. Like, I want to play out this Leyline. But I also know that it's very risky to do that because then it gives them a hint like, hey, you need to go get a Pithing Needle in case they have Helm of Obedience. Which they might just do anyways, and we might just have to say fuck it and YOLO it. Alright, now we are in a very bad spot where they are loaming back Wasteland. So we kind of just have to go for the ley line so that they can't keep doing that. And just hope that they don't read that as we have, whatchamacallit. Like, I don't like this. Now we basically just have to hope that they read that. They don't read this as we have Helm. Because if they name Helm, we're not winning this game, I don't think. I mean, we can't do anything anyways. If they grab Needle, I think we're just going to scoop it up, because I don't think we're coming back from that. I mean, there's a possibility, I guess we could win with Constructs. Alright, opponent was going to do something. Alright, they're making their own Constructs. The nice part is we're at least shutting off the loam shenanigans. Okay, they just got an Expedition map, so it looks like they're probably going to try to go find the combo. So that gives us a little bit of time to try to figure out how to get enough mana to Beseech. Because we need 6 mana to be able to Beseech and play the Helm. Which means we need mana. And we need them to not keep finding Wastelands. I mean, this is a way out. Like, we could make bigger constructs than they do if we can get there fast enough. This is also a way to get enough mana to be able to play and activate Helm in the same turn. Assuming this runs its course, and they don't just have another Wasteland. Because our constructs are going to be bigger than theirs, but they could pop off with a 2020 at any moment here. Alright, they're playing a Mox Diamond. What are they chucking to it? Yavimaya, okay. So they have at least one half of their combo on the battlefield with this. Alright, choosing not to do that yet. If they just naturally have one of the combo pieces in hand, then we have mild problems here. But there's a world where we can pop off with this before they can. They haven't played a land yet this turn, right? No. Oh, okay, they're just grabbing a Wasteland. They're going to continue with the mana denial plan here, I guess. Which, I mean, that sucks, but that's better than them going for the combo. Because I'm still just in a position where I need mana and I can do things. Because, yeah, I need 6 mana and I can do things here. I might Entomb just for the sake of... Well, no, I probably shouldn't pop off... Ooh, okay, there's half of the combo. Jesus Christ, another Sphere? Okay. Yeah, I think our opponent has this one, unfortunately. Like, they just found all of their fucking hate. With, like, 0 card selection either is the crazy part. Another Entomb. Yeah, I think this one's gone. I don't think there's any way I can get enough mana in 3 turns to be able to do all of this. Because now I need 7 mana. Like, if I hit Runner... No, even then, I would need land, and LED to be able to go off. And I just don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Yeah, especially if they have one more, like, 0-drop artifact to play. So I think I would need LED land, and even that's not quite... No, it would need to be exactly LED land. I mean, that's kind of a land. So it needs to be... Well, even then, LED doesn't do it now. Like, I wouldn't be able to cast it. So yeah, I think they just got this one, unfortunately. I mean, I guess a Bowmaster could create a blocker for a couple of turns to try to buy me some time out of this. Because this is 5 mana. 6 would cast the Beseech. Like, it would have to be Bowmaster into an LED. Dark Ritual's mana neutral. I can go up to 6 to be able to survive another hit. Actually, I can't even do that because that's only 5 mana. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, they got us. All right. I mean, sphere, multiple Wastelands and a Sphere. Multiple Spheres. It's a hell of a combo. Good game, opponent. Good game. All right, on to round 3. Won the die roll. Let's go. This is a decent Saga/Bowmaster hand, so I think we're going to keep this. Having one of the Tendrils in hand is a little awkward, but we do play 2 of them. So, I don't hate it. Alright, so we're going to just lead off, do the Saga thing, hold up a Bowmasters. Oh, they're going to see what we're up to super fast once they see this shit. Alright, pass the turn. I feel like they have a counter spell because they paused there for that Mox Opal. Oh, no, it's mono red? Is this Burn or is this Stompy? Maybe I should have run this other Chrome Mox out. I guess we'll see what they do. Because this could be Burn, this could be Goblins, this could be Mono Red Stompy. I haven't seen that, like, Stingerback Scorcher thing running around a little bit. So maybe we'll get to see some new Outlaw cards. Alright, Chrome Mox. Let's go give us a little more information here. See what they chuck under it. Give us a little more information on what we're dealing with over there. A Blood Moon would be absolutely fucking brutal. Goblin Rabblemaster. Their Chalice. Yeah, I should have run out that Chrome Mox. Okay, Chalice on 0. That's fine. Alright, they're not doing anything here. Alright. Since they didn't do anything else, we're running out our Bowmaster. Ping you. This does open up like Fury targets and shit, but as much as Chalice on 0 does suck, we are hoping that we can work around it. Okay, this is great, because this gives us even bigger fucking construct. And it lets me be able to play out another Urza Saga after this. So I'm thinking this is Mono Red Stompy and not Goblins, based off of the Chalice, but I could be wrong. Like I said, a Blood Moon is still pretty fucking brutal if that's what they have. Magus, okay. Well, that is brutal. But at least we have colors. Like, we have colors of mana. We have a lot of outs to this. And we do have a relatively large construct to be able to try to beat down with. And they only have 2 cards left in hand, and they didn't just pitch off a Fury to kill this construct right off the bat, which I like. Of course it's another fucking Urza Saga. Why wouldn't it be? We are just getting fucking brutally hit by the hate cards today. And of course the deck is like drawing everything that feeds directly into the hate cards. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, okay. Still not the end of the world here. I will snap double block this Magus in a heartbeat. Oh my god, deck, come on! Just drawing everything that feeds into the hate cards right now. Let's see what they chuck, if anything. They liked all of their cards. Okay, they wanted another Fable. Got it. Like I said, if they attack with this Magus, I will jump... Okay, they're not going to. Tendrils of Agony. That can do things? I guess we're going to see if they're willing to start blocking this or not. Because we are in a position where if we hit another actual land... Oh, they're double blocking it. Okay. Like, we are in a position where, depending on what they do here, another land actually allows us to chuck these Chrome Moxes into the sun to be able to play a Tendrils. Are they chucking anything? Still no. Jeez. Alright. Like I said, if they want to swing with this Magus of the Moon, I will chump block it in a fucking heartbeat. Like, I will snap double block that bitch. Okay. I mean, again, we're in a position where if I can find a land and then another spell, we can throw these Chrome Moxes into Oblivion to up Storm to be able to kill them with a Tendrils. Because right now we only need Storm of 4, and then the 5th copy kills them. I'm kind of surprised they didn't copy the Magus. Alright, there is a land. They might just do, like, a Kiki copy chain here. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they just use all their mana to Kiki copy here. So we will see what they do. Because we need one more spell to be able to yeet into the sun for this to work. Because they need 12, 10, 10. They need 12 of these to be able to attack. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, fuck. They have exactly enough? Really? Well, they have to tap them, so never mind. They don't actually have exactly enough here. Because they can just go in, attack, that's fine. I'll take all this fucking damage. I don't care. I'm not dead, so I'm gonna let it go. I'll take my 10. I need something. Like, I need another 0-drop artifact or a ritual or something to be able to get up to enough storm count here. Or I need an Entomb in order to go throw a Echo in the Yard, spin it, and see what happens. Duress. Oh, fuck. I'm curious. They're just gonna block these. There's no way they let them through. This is 1, 2, 3. I mean, we'll just swing and see what they do. Like, we're gonna give them the chance to fuck up here. Like, we will give them the opportunity to screw up. If they don't just, like, split this block, that's fine. Wait, what? Oh my god. They fucked up. Holy shit. They needed to block. Unless they got something else that I am unaware of here, they totally just fucked that one up. They needed to block, and they would have won. Holy shit. Unless they've got some weird instant speed. I mean, play to your outs. Let your opponent fuck up. Like, I don't think there's any instant speed way that they can gain life. I mean, yeah, like, always play to your outs. Give your opponent the chance to fuck up. And that is 100% what happened there, is we gave our opponent the chance to fuck up. Alright, against what our opponent's doing, I think a fast empty wouldn't be bad. Shouldered and the One Ring and kind of go a bigger route like that. And then bring in Surge Node and Haywire Might. Take out the Cabal Therapies. I think I'll take out the Duresses. Like, trimming on discard, being on the draw, I don't think is going to be as relevant. So yeah, let's try something like that. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so we've got the Surge Node to fuck with the Chalice. But we don't really have anything else going on beyond that. I think we gotta ship this one. Okay, we have a Haywire Might. We can Orcish Bowmasters. I like this a lot better. They kept 7, which is mildly concerning, but we're not reliant on 0. Okay, so we've got the Haywire Might to handle that. We are not reliant on... Animagus of the Moon right off the bat. Got it. That makes things significantly worse, but still... I guess it's not the end of the world. Play this. Play a Surge Node. Now I can fuck with the Chalice, at least. And get it up to a number I don't care about. This Magus is still going to be a problem, though, unless I can find actual black mana. It looks like they don't have any kind of follow-up, and they might have kept a... Okay, I was about to say they kept a one-lander, but they didn't. Dark Ritual. Well, since I can't do anything anyways... Well, no, I can play my Haywire Might, so I'll probably just run that out for now. And then next turn, if I have nothing else to do, I will go ahead and up the Surge Node. Oh, they have a Dead Gone? Okay. Well, that basically fogged their Magus of the Moon, so... And I still have an answer for Chalice on board. They're definitely a second main phase hipster for their lands. Into a Fable, okay. Alright, that's a land. I like that at least, even if it's not a color I need at the moment. But just raw lands helps with what we're trying to do here to a certain extent. Unfortunately, now they're going to just kind of start spiraling. Discarded a Pyrokinesis and a Chrome Mox. Okay, they have a clock now, so I think we're going to a game 3 here. Because that's a very fast clock. Alright, well, I guess we're going to fuck with this counter. Get the Chalice off of a number we care about. And we drew the 0 drop, which I like. We are going to go ahead and put this under here. Alright, so I can do pretty much everything I want to here. My hope is that they just, like, swing with everything still, and I can go ahead and ambush Viper this Magus, or I can just ambush Viper the Rabblemaster as well, is always a possibility. Because if they swing with the Rabblemaster, I can ping it and then block it, assuming they don't have another Pyrokinesis. I'm just debating if it's better to go after this Magus or not. Because that might be the better option here. Because that does give me outs, at least. But I don't know if the Urza Saga is going to be enough, is the problem. We'll see how they attack, I guess. Are they really attacking conservatively because they're afraid of Bowmasters? I mean, they're correct if they pin me on having a Bowmasters, but they're really debating. Alright, so they decided to go all in. We will let this happen. They were smart to leave the Magus back. Alright, you get that. We are going to flash in a Bowmasters. They did correctly see that we were on that. We're gonna ping the Rabblemaster, pass, and go ahead and hit that to kill the Rabblemaster. And then we are going to go ahead and tick up the Chalice to 2. Okay, so they had an answer, but not the one that is as good, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. All right. End of turn. We're still going to tick this up to a number I don't care about. I think LED off the top is the only thing that saves me here. But we'll see. Like, an LED off the top, I think, is the only out I realistically have. I mean, I guess a One Ring buys me a few turns. A Thoughtseize does literal nothing because I have no way to make blue mana. Because, yeah, they just copy this, they swing out, and yeah, I'm dead as hell here. Alright. On to game 3. Our opponents, between this and the lands deck, just having, like, exactly what they need right off the bat has been insane. I think we're going to bring in the Dismembers. And with that, trim some more discard, I guess. Like, honestly, I don't think we're fighting the discard fight here. Yeah, I think we're just going to try that. Okay, this is interesting. This is a Surge node and a Bowmasters, but not a whole lot else going on. I'd have to either give up Beseech or an Echo to do this. I think we're going to keep it, though. I think we're going to give up an Echo of Aeons. There's a part of me that wants to put this Beseech under here just so I know I have black mana. But there's also a part of me that wants to fucking put the Echo under it so I know I have blue mana. Because they also could Chalice on 1 to try to play around Surge node. I think I'm going to put the Echo under this. We're going to hold on to that, and we're going to just do this. See what they do. I'm not going to play with the Surge node yet. If they Chalice on 1, like, they'd have to Chalice on 0 and Chalice on 1. And if they turn 1 Blood Moon us again... Oh, there's Chrome Mox, so the chances of it are looking pretty good. Rabblemaster. Okay. It could have been a lot worse. LED off the top would be amazing here. Like, an LED off of the fucking top here would just be insane. Unless they just happen to have Pyrokinesis. And then it's like, whatever, we just cry. It's fine. LED? Agadeem. Okay. So we are getting to a point where we can do a Gaia's Will line. So we'll see what they have as a follow-up here. It's going to feel really bad if we get Blood Mooned here. Okay, they had a Den of the Bugbear. 4 mana. Are they going to Gone the Orc token? Or what are they going to do? Fire... Jesus Christ. Okay. Trying to take me off of mana. Oh, fuck. That's a clean sweep on the board. Shit. Okay. Our opponents just had my number today. Damn. I don't know, like, I give credit to the people that have been putting up really good results with this deck, but it feels so clunky and inconsistent, especially with only 9 lands. Like, an LED into a wheel is about the only thing that I can think of that gets us out of this at this point. I mean, I guess we're still in a position where, like, in theory, a Dark Ritual could get us something with a Gaia's Will line, but we'll see. Like, we're not out of this yet, but the window is closing very quickly. Alright, they're just activating Den of the Bugbear, so they're just trying to kill me as quickly as possible. I think this might be a 2-turn clock here. I haven't done the math yet, but it probably is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Yeah, I need LED into a hell of a wheel, or I need a Dark Ritual. Those are my only outs. Chromox doesn't do it. Oh my god. Okay. Opponent had it. Like, they just had all the hate cards. That was impressive. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, on the plus side, at least we're winning die rolls here going into the 4th round. This is a turn 1 Echo to see what happens, so I think we're going to keep this. Because, like, we can Thoughtseize them to make... Thoughtseize or Duress them to make sure that the coast is clear to Echo. And then hope that an Echo is enough to get there. Luckily, most opponents won't aggressively Thoughtseize zeros on turn 1. So turning on Metalcraft should be pretty good. Alright, so they are a nat... Okay, they're Oh, they're combo elves. That's cute. Well, we'll take the Once Upon a Time so that they can't just cast it. Pop this for black. Cast Dark Ritual. Blue, spin the Echo, leave 1 blue in the pool. Their whole hand is gone. This should be a definitive Beseech line here. Yeah, this is just a definitive Beseech line. Cast with Bargain for Tendrils to kill you. Sacrifice Chromox. Go grab Tendrils, a nice little Tendies for 10 on turn 1. Go grab the Tendies. Cast the Tendies. Tendies for lethal on turn 1. There we go. Alright. Alright, against combo elves. Let's bring in Shouldered. Bring in, like, all of the removal stuff. Duresses or whatever. The Thoughtseizes are a little iffy. Especially on the draw. Yeah, let's try something like that. Alright, so I've got a Dismember, and I've got ways to get up to a Beseech line. I think we're keeping this. Alright, so we've got a good way to accelerate into a combo, and we have a Dismember, and we have a Saga plan. But this hand does get very, very wrecked by a Force of Vigor. And it looks like they're going to Thoughtseize us. I do like this art on the new Thoughtseize. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm thinking about picking one of these up in paper for my deck. I just like this art. I do like the borderless one better, though. The colors just look nicer, but I like this art in general. I'm assuming they take the Dismember. Or they might just take the Beseech. I don't know. Like I said, if they have a Force of Vigor, this hand just gets fucking wrecked, but we'll see. Alright, they took the Beseech. We got a Thoughtseize of our own. So I think we're going to lead off with that. Lead off with this to see if they've got the Force of Vigor. This forces them to pop it off now. Elvish Visionary, Heritage Druid, Wirewood Symbiote. Let's take the Visionary, take the card draw out of their hand. And we can kill the Heritage Druid with Dismember, no problem. And then we kind of just go down to... Or actually, we have to kill the... Oh, really? Alright, so the question becomes is, do I want to get rid of the Wirewood Symbiote or the Heritage Druid? I think we kill the Wirewood Symbiote. The Heritage Druid, they have 1 card in hand. They need multiple elves to do anything with the Heritage Druid. So we're just going to go ahead and kill the Wirewood Symbiote now. Dark Ritual's not bad. Unfortunately, we still don't have the actual mana. This actually does give us enough mana to be able to make all the constructs we need to, though. Is actually kind of funny. Into a Collector Oof. God damn it. Okay. Well, we're just going to go down on the Construct Beatdown path then, I guess. And Tomb is interesting. Let's stack these like this. Tap for mana. Really sucks I can't actually do anything with it. We're at the point where we're pretty much just trying to make our constructs as big as possible. We're also not going to win just sitting back, so I think we need to just be the beatdown here. Another one, like, we need a Dismember, or we need... Actually, we don't have any non-artifact... No, we have Agadeem's Awakening, never mind. I was gonna say, we have no non-artifact black sources, but we do. We're also winning this race at the moment. So we need the other Dismember, or we need a Black Source and a Crippling Fear. Or we just gotta hope that we can keep beating down with a fucking 4/4. There's another LED. I mean, we can keep making it bigger. I mean, at this point, we're literally just throwing stuff on the battlefield for the sake of making this construct as big as possible. And hoping that they just never find what they need to be able to kill us. Because we are winning the race here. They're going to have to get on the point where they're on defense. Like, we are 1 turn away from killing them now. Unless they have the natural order, or they're just finding blockers to block with now. Unfortunately, we're still at a point where we need a mana source. Alright. There's an Echo. If I can ever get rid of this Collector Oof. Like, they have to block here, so they're 100% on chump blocking duty. I'm not sure what's stuck in their hand that they're just not casting here. And they're gonna, if they don't hit creatures they can actually cast, they are gonna have to sit back and they just draw the Dryad Arbor. Alright. They are in a position where they're able to just block. But they got 3 turns. They have to continually keep blocking me. Another Entomb that doesn't do anything. Yep, they chump block there. They can put me to 2. At which point then I have to hold back and block. They're just playing a Once Upon a Time to find something. They find a Wirewood Symbiote, so they can bounce Heritage Druid if they need to. Alright, they're just holding back the Heritage Druid now for infinite blocks. And now we're just gonna stare at each other for a minute here. Unfortunately, I think our opponent has this one, because I can't even dismember now. I'm gonna give them the chance to swing in with this Collector Roof and fuck up. But I think we're just dead here. Yeah, we're just gonna play this game of staring at each other for a little while here. Yeah, we're just gonna go to the next one. Like, they're not gonna swing in with this Collector Roof. We're kind of just staring at each other now. I apparently fired off my, whatchamacallit. I fired off my dismember a little too quickly, but okay. We'll just run it back. Alright. Give me a good one here. This is just a turn 1, assuming they don't have a Mindbreak Trap or an Endurance, so we're gonna keep it. Hopefully they don't just mulligan for a Force of Vigor. Because if they do, we cry. But we're gonna fucking YOLO this. Keep the new one. I mean, we're going for the turn 1. If they got the Mindbreak Trap or an Endurance, we just die, and that's fine. Let's go ahead and cast the Beseech. Dark Ritual? And we won it! Nice little turn 1 through the graveyard. Alright! Alright, final round. Won the die roll. Playing for the positive record. Let's see what we can do here. So this is interesting. It's got potential, but it's very slow. I think I need to go a different route with this. The other thing we could do is we could start off with a land and then go into Urza's Saga, get some tokens, and just play a slower game plan to build up to this Beseech. I think we're going to give it a shot here. Alright, we are going to start off with the Agadeem the Undercrypt. Of all of the possible things that could go wrong, I feel like that's probably the land that I could afford getting wastelanded the most. I'm just debating if I should run these Lotus Petals out now or hold on to them. I think for now we'll hold on to them because we could use them for building up Storm. So we'll just play that. They might think that we're on, like, Oops All Spells or something, seeing this on turn 1. Alright, so Grief, Pitch, and Grief. I'm assuming they take the Beseech to the Mirror. So I'm guessing this is either Reanimator or Rescaminator. It's one or the other. We'll see. Alright, they did take the Beseech. We'll see if they've got the full-on Scam start here. Are they going to reanimate the Grief? Possibly? Alright, it does look like they've got the full-on Scam. Yep, they got the full-on Scam start. I'm going to guess they take the Tendrils here. Because if they were going to take the Petals, they would have taken them then. The nice part is we've got more of each of these. I am not going to say what I don't want them to want, because that is just going to wish it into existence. We all know what I'm trying to fade here. I am just going to run everything out now, though, now that we know that they're on a discard deck. Alright. And they pitched a Grief to that Grief, so they should know what my hand is at this point. We'll see. Alright, opponent's brainstorming, so I'm assuming they're looking for a wasteland, which means they're going to hit it now that I actually said it out loud. Called it. I need to just stop talking. Alright. The other thing we got to be aware of is this is also a Bowmaster deck of their own, so there is no guarantee that we're going to be able to pop off or anything. I mean, right now we have literally nothing going on, so, I mean, it's just play out our shit and hope that we hit something relevant at this point. It is what it is sort of thing. They now don't know what this Mox Opal is, and, like, if they want to blow a discard spell to take a Mox Opal out of my hand when I have it on the battlefield, I'm A-okay with that. Alright, so I'm guessing the opponent has a whole bunch of interactive stuff in hand since they haven't played anything out yet. Being as it's a Chrome Mox, we're just going to pass the turn here. I think double discard followed up by a wasteland there. I think this was probably out of our grasp here. I guarantee you they've got at least a days to try to screw up any of our lines, but we'll see. This also very well could just be they run out of Murktide Region to increase their clock right here. Alright, so Sultai something. Witherbloom Command, maybe? Yes, Witherbloom Command. Alright, just drain and mill modes. Okay. This side wasn't worth trying to take me off of anything here. They brought the Wasteland back, so they're going to try to cut us off of mana. Which is whatever. We have so much mana in hand that none of that actually matters. It's just a matter of can we get anything relevant onto the battlefield. I will say this version of this deck feels so much weaker to Wasteland than the traditional Black Saga Storm. Because you're only running 9 lands and they are all non-basics. So just my experience with this so far is this deck is so much weaker to Wasteland. An Agadeem. We're going to hold on to that for now. We theoretically have 2 more draw steps here, but the other thing is like, since they're not playing anything out, it means it's probably all counter spells in their hand. So I would basically need to run discard into... Is this another Witherbloom command? Okay, they are just going to try to wasteland me off of everything. Got it. So it's like Sultai Scam, which is whatever. Like, if all they've got are Witherbloom commands, I guess I'm kind of okay with that, because it means that I can theoretically just pop off as soon as I grab a tutor, but... The problem is every single one of these is like 10 damage, or 5 damage. So, I need a tutor right here or I'm dead. Thoughtseize? I guess theoretically I have 1 more turn to get out of this. I will play this though, just to get it out. Just in case we need that mana. This Thoughtseize is just going to go under this Chrome Mock, so... Alright, opponent's getting in with a grief. This is our last draw step. I'm sure they have counters. We just have to hope that it's daze and not a force. So we'll see. Or they just reanimate a Bowmaster and we're dead. Okay. Like I said, this version of Saga Storm is so much weaker to Wasteland than other versions are. So we are going to have to be aware of that. So like against what our opponent's doing, like I think we just bring in Sheoldred, bring in the One Ring. I really don't think there's much else we can do here. Like maybe bring in Empty the Worms to try to get a fast empty going. Cabal Therapy can get taken out. Let's trim 1 Mox Opal. Try something like that. Yeah, let's try that. Alright, let's go. This is an interesting hand. I actually like it quite a bit. I think we're gonna keep this. I guarantee you our opponent's gonna have a fucking wasteland and completely ruin our plan here, but we're going for it. We're basically just gonna dump our fucking hand here. Shut off. Hopefully they kept like a grief scam hand without anything else to do. So we are just going to go ahead and drop shit and go. I mean, we saw green, so there's a possibility they have Force of Vigor and we just get completely fucking blown out by this. But they kept 7, which is concerning. But we're going to see what happens here. I'm fully ready to get fucking blown out here. I think I'm going to hold on to the Besiege for now, just so I have a backup here. Like, I've got a way to be able to make constructs anyways. And like I said, they're going to have the turn 1 Wasteland, take out my Urza Saga, and then I'm going to be left with nothing if I chuck the Besiege. Oh, holy shit, it's not a turn 1 Wasteland. There's also a possibility that they have, like, Dress Down and shit, too. Okay, so they're griefing, pitching, or reanimate. I'm assuming they take the Besiege to the mirror here. So, I mean, it was going to be gone either way. The only difference is now it's not mana, but I also had the ability to, like, wheel it now if I need to. Okay, Dark Ritual's not terrible here. So, like, there's a world where... I don't know, I'm going to hold on to it now. Like, it does make the construct a point bigger, but I think it's more important to hold on to it at this point to have a burst of mana if I need it. In case they, like, get rid of my Chrome Mox, that still gives me the mana to be able to make this... God damn it. Okay. Well, we're doing this. Green mana. Okay. I don't know what that green mana was about, but... Okay. Well, we're gonna have a 4/4 and then nothing else going on, so we're gonna have to pull ourselves out of this. I would not hate a Bowmasters. Alright. Chose not to shuffle, so that's concerning. I'm assuming that means they have an answer to something here. Another Besiege the Mirror. I might actually go ahead and just try to slam this here. I don't know what they've got for counter magic, but if it gets 2 cards out of their hand, that's fine, because I can pay for a daze. That's not a problem at all. We're not going to imprint anything, because we're just going to sacrifice this. If they force this, so be it. but we can pay for a daze. We are going to. I'm trying to think what we actually even want to cast here. Like, I could try to beseech again, but I think I need to cast the Gaia's Will. We're gonna cast without paying its mana cost. With this on the stack, we pop the Lion's Eye Diamond. If they got a Force of Will here, this is where we just die. Okay, does not seem like it. So cast Dark Ritual. Alright, they scooped it up. We were able to piece it together there. Okay, so I don't think we want to change anything. I think we just want to run it back. Yeah, well, we'll just run it back. I think we keep this. I can try to go for a turn 1 wheel, or I can try to go for other safer bets. We'll see. This screams that they might have something. Okay, so I've got Duress and Thoughtseize. I think we're going to go ahead and start off with the Thoughtseize. Well, actually, let's play out Lion's Eye Diamond first. Alright, that doesn't get anything out of them. We're going to Thoughtseize. See if this gets anything out of them. Force of Will pitching Ponder. Okay. So there's something in their hand that they like. Alright, they're not holding a Bowmasters mana. Okay, Nile Spellbomb, that's fine. I don't care about that. I think I'm gonna start off with Duress and base the rest of my turn around that. Unless I drew another Agademe, so yeah, we're just gonna start off with Duressing the opponent, seeing what they got over there to see which land I want to play out. We've got Reanimate, Stifle, and Witherbloom command. So is this target non-land permanent? Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent. And they don't have the black mana for it anyways. So I think we're going to take the Stifle. Play out the Urza Saga. So they have nothing going on over there right now. They need black mana before they can do anything, and Reanimate is currently a dead card. So I'm just going to try to work my way... Okay, Ponder allows them to do things now, but I'm going to try to work my way up the Urza Saga chain, and this also represents another Lion's Eye Diamond later. Chooses not to shuffle. Cycling a Lorien revealed. Okay, so we still know what's in their hand, but they're getting their black mana now. This is going to be an Undercity Sewers. Okay. Doing a little surveilling. Alright, they like whatever they found. So, depending on what we get, we'll see what happens here. That could be a dress down, that could be some kind of discard spell. Beseech the Mirror is interesting. I do not hate that. We're going to play this, bolt it in, and then just hold up mana for Urza Saga. So like, this does shut off our Gaia's Will lines, which is fine. Is this Witherbloom command to take out my Lion's Eye Diamond? Yes. They're milling to try to get a land back, and they're taking out my Lion's Eye Diamond. That's totally fine. Okay, Reanimate is now on, but they need a black source. Okay, they have a black source. So they can Reanimate if they want to. Which it looks like that's what they're doing? Oh, they're reanimating Uro. Okay. So they're going to have 2 unknowns in hand? So we might go ahead and just spin anyways, depending on what they get here. It's a land. Okay, so we know for a fact that they can't... That does represent Uro, though, so we're probably going to have to spin regardless, unless we can get through a Beseech the Mirror line for lethal here. I will have to see what we draw. Alright, let's make our dude. He's only a 2-2 at the moment, but it's fine. Alright, let's see what we draw here. Chrome Mox, or Mox Opal. Well, let's see, that would be 4 mana. So that'd be 4 mana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I've got a Tendrils from there. Alright, yeah, we're just gonna wheel. Is their last card a Stifle? Or are they doing this in response to make sure that I don't, whatchamacallit, Pithing Needle them? Alright, if this last card is a Bowmasters, this sucks really bad. But we're gonna find out. Alright, we're gonna cast this. We're gonna get in and see if they want to risk dying to a Bowmasters here. So they're not blocking. Like, there is a possibility that this is a Bowmasters, but I feel like we're not winning if it isn't, or if it is. I'm also in a position now where, in theory, like, a dress down mops this up. You know what? We came here to wheel. We're gonna fucking wheel. We came here to fucking wheel. We're gonna fucking wheel. We're not gonna bother playing this land here. We're just gonna wheel. If this is a Daze, that sucks. If it's a Bowmasters, that sucks. They can't force. There's a possibility I should have played a land there. Okay. It got through. Is there anything else I can play this turn that matters? No, because I can only make 2 more mana. I can entomb again. I think I am going to go ahead and just drop this Chrome Mox, though, and put one of the Beseeches under it. Daze, okay. That's actually kind of fine. Alright, yeah, we'll just pass, that's fine. Like, them dazing a Chrome Mox is, like, the least of my problems here. Leovold, okay. So that shuts down wheeling again, but my shit's still bigger. Now they're the same size. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna evoke a Grief. That's totally fine. My hand is kind of irrelevant at this point. Like, I've got redundancy. Takes the Mox Opal, so they're trying to restrict my mana. Well, we're gonna play this. I think my best bet here is just to crash in. Like, it makes my creature smaller, but it gets rid of Leovold. So I think this is my best bet. If he wants to trade off a Leovold, that's fine. Okay, yeah, that's totally fine. That does take me off of Mox Opal, but I've got enough 0-drops that I don't really care. Alright, there's an Uro. Another Undercity Sewers. So there's something to be said about just firing off this Entomb to try to bait their Nile Spellbomb, which I might just do. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to try to bait this Nile Spellbomb. Either that or bait a counter. Alright, didn't fall for it. Okay, now they do. Okay, cool. So that is now gone, which I am A-okay with. Because I've got another one in hand, so if I can draw a Lion's Eye Diamond, I can just spin again and get rid of this Uro. Or, okay, so that's a Duress. It's a little awkward. I guess we're just gonna get in. I think this one might have slipped away here, unfortunately. That's the problem with playing decks that rely on wheels when you're not preventing your opponent from wheeling, is you always run the risk of just giving your opponent better cards. Because this is going to be Uro coming back. Like, I'd be very surprised if they do anything other than that. And now they have 5 cards in hand as well, so, like... Oh, no, they're going to Witherbloom command and try to cut me off of mana again? Yeah. Yeah, they're going to get their Wasteland back. They're going to take me off of a land. Yep, there we go. Basically, it's Lion's Eye Diamond and Wheel or bust at this point. Unfortunately. I mean, I've still got a 1-1 and they don't have anything going on yet, but they do have an Uro that can come back at any moment. Like, yeah, this deck is very, very weak to Wasteland. Like, way, way worse than traditional Black Saga Storm. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's fine. They can take whatever they want out of my hand at this point. It's literally LED or bust. Like, that's what it comes down to. It's literally just LED or bust now. And they're probably going to have a force. Like, they're looking for one. If they don't shuffle, then they definitely have a force. Yeah, chooses not to shuffle. They got a force. Like, it's going to take them a while to kill me, but if this isn't... Yeah, we're not getting back in this. They've got us locked up here. Good game, opponent. Good game. Yeah, that one just slipped away. Good game. Okay, so first I'll address the fact that you probably saw that the video quality changed a few times throughout the course of the video. My recording software restarted. I had to rebuild it from scratch. I actually ended up going through 2 leagues with this deck. The first one was when I realized that I had to just basically redo all the settings, and it was me. Every match looked different because I was going through all my settings and shit. So hopefully it's all back to normal now, and we don't got to worry about that. But that being said, I did do 2 leagues with this deck. You were seeing the second league with it. Both of them I ended up going 2-3. I can definitely see how this deck is powerful and it can do some crazy stuff, but I felt it was very, very weak to Wasteland, like more so than a traditional Black Saga Storm deck, and we saw multiple matches where the mana denial and Wasteland and Blood Moon and all that specifically was super, super rough on the deck and cost us games. So I think this is definitely a more fragile version of Black Saga Storm. My playset is small, but that's just been my experience. Both leagues went about the same way, where when they started attacking our mana is when we started having problems. And with only 9 real lands, you could say there's 13 if you count the MDFCs. It just felt like there were too few lands. We were relying too much on Chrome Moxes and Artifact mana to be able to do what we wanted to do. It didn't feel like we had as good of a Urza Saga backup plan by not having the soul lands in the deck. And also, in a world of Orcish Bowmasters, like, it's cool that we could discard our opponents and then go for it, but at that point now we're discarding Orcish Bowmasters in addition to all of the stuff that we'd normally be trying to discard, such as counter spells and hate like that. So I think it's taxing what we're trying to do too much going for this wheel plan. I did watch the video where Bryant Cook played this, and he was saying that he loved the deck. I think he went 4-1 with it or something like that. And then I watched another video recently where he was playing like Red Storm of some sort, and he was saying how he thinks Storm decks that don't have Echo are weaker. My experience has honestly been the opposite. The Echo without some kind of Punisher effect that prevents the card draw, such as a Narset or a Hull Breacher, I feel is just so risky in today's meta with everything that's going on and all the free interaction, that I don't think it's something I personally am willing to risk, and would much rather go with a full-on Black Saga Storm deck or go with something like the Epic Storm where the Echo isn't the main game plan and it's a sideboard, oh shit, I need to refuel sort of thing. That being said, when it did go off, it was awesome being able to just dome your opponent for 7 with an Echo and a Bowmasters, and then having this 8/8 Orc on the battlefield was great. We saw one where that literally ended up being Xaxes to be able to kill our opponent between the direct damage and then the Orc army being big enough to finish them off. So that was cool, and it did have the backup plan of being able to do the Gaia's Will Beseech line stuff, but that definitely feels like plan B with this deck, to be totally honest, seeing as Beseech the Mirror is the only tutor in the deck. I felt like I missed my Infernal Tutors, I missed my Witchclaw Talismans, stuff like that. And overall, it just felt more glass cannony and clunky than the Black Saga Storm deck that I've been playing in paper. But that's just kind of my experience with it. It is a fun deck. It's super cool when it gets to go off. If you like the spin it to win it and the randomness and the I want to play the casino style of gameplay with Echo of Aeons, it is cool. You definitely can mulligan much harder with this than some of the other Storm decks because of the fact that you can just mulligan to Echo Leyline or Echo LED, stuff like that. But overall, I was not super impressed with the deck. I mean, hats off to Romario for being able to win the challenge, like I said, and everyone else has been putting up good results with this, but if I had to make a choice, I would go back to the other Black Saga Storm deck that doesn't rely on the Orcish Bowmasters Echo plan. But that's just my opinion. I hope y'all had fun with today's video. I hope you like what you saw. I will catch you all in the next one, and as always, stay salty. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like and sub button below. There are free ways to support the channel. And drop a comment, let me know what you like. Any kind of feedback you got, your opinions on my gameplay, the decks that I play, any of that kind of stuff. If you really like what you see, go ahead and drop by the Patreon. Become a patron, get to read some of my tournament reports and some stuff going on outside of just Magic in my life that I'm going to start putting over there as kind of my own personal blog. Also, you can do donation deck lists over there, just the price of a league if you have a specific deck you want to see, or you have an idea you want me to brew around, something like that, go ahead and do that. Nothing is required. It's always appreciated, though. Any donations go directly back into the channel, covering stuff such as leagues for donation decks or the rental program that I'm a part of. I am a small-time YouTuber. I'm doing this for fun. I really hope you all like what you saw. I truly appreciate you all stopping by. I will catch you all in the next video, and as always, stay salty.